Hey there YouTube, Joe's Guides 1 here with another game review. Today we are doing Half-Life 2, third favorite game. Last one we did was Diablo 2. I have the strategy guide here. I've had this for a long time, I think since the game came out. This gravity gun I purchased last Christmas, which is quite cool. Oh. Anyways, very cool. It was like $200, but I don't care. Anyways, down to the review. Half-Life 2 is considered by many to be the greatest game of all time. Now, while this isn't my favorite game, it's my third, but while it isn't my favorite, I do agree that it is the greatest of all time. Anyways, let's get to why this game is so good. Now, first of all, this takes place, I think, 20 years after the events of the first. And the reason why every Half-Life game is great is because you see everything through the eyes of Gordon Freeman. Gordon Freeman doesn't talk at all throughout the game. There's no cutscenes. There's nothing that breaks the illusion that all of this is happening. Everything that Gordon reacts to are the player's reactions. So, this makes the gameplay style unique. For example, let's say one of your buddies gets shot or something. You can either, react horribly to this, stop, do whatever you want, or just run away. Whereas in another game, if one of your friends got killed, maybe there'd be a little cutscene of you honoring him. And that's why this game is great, because every single time you play, you can do something different. And there's nothing that breaks the illusion that you are in control and you are the master of your own story. This game is quite good. When it came out, it was mind-blowing with all the realistic animations and the gameplay. It was crazy. It's very good due to its varied gameplay. So, for example, you start off, it's like a normal shooter, then you get an airboat, which is a vehicle section. That's not too long. Then you get the buggy, which is much better. But it's very good. It always keeps you entertained and focused. And the best is when you get this little buddy right here, the gravity gun, 0-point energy field manipulator, which allows you to pick up anything in the environment and launch it. Which is good for solving puzzles and stuff. Which is another thing that makes Half-Life not like other first-person games, whereas you just run through and shoot. In this, you actually have to solve your way around. So, for example, at one part, there's like, in a prison, there's a fan that's spinning around. And you can't go through. You get chopped up, so you got to pick up like a shovel or whatever you want and jam it in the gears. Whereas in another shooter, you'd have to find your way all the way around. But there is no other route, so, you got to learn. This also makes the game a lot more fun since you can just turn anything into a weapon. So if you see like a paint can on the ground, you can pick it up and lob it at a soldier if you want. It does have a lot of different environments. So you start off in the city, then you're on the water, then you're in kind of an old town, Ravenholm, like an old haunted section of the game, which is actually really creepy and my favorite section of the game. And then you go to a prison, and then you go to a revolution. You start a revolution. Which is another thing that makes the game really fun, because you're the leader of a resistance. And the story in this game is just fantastic. Now, in the first Half-Life, Gordon Freeman is a scientist at Black Mesa. He pushes a material into a portal and causes a resonance cascade, which brings in aliens from another dimension known as Zen. And in this pardon me, in this border world, there are creatures known as Vortigaunts who zap you. And if you look in the game, if you pay attention, you can see they have like green shackles around their necks and their arms and stuff. And then at the end of the game, you fight the main boss, who is the Nihilunth. Now, what happened was the Nihilunth put all the Vortigaunts in slavery and used them to attack you. And they were on the run from the Combine, who is the enemy in the second game, who tried to enslave the Nihilunth's race. You kill the Nihilunth, free the Vortigaunts, they all love you. But the problem is, because the border world was opened and the Combine followed, like the Vortigaunts and all those aliens and shit, he opened the portal to Earth. So now they know of Earth, and they took over Earth in just a matter of 7 hours, despite all the military's powers, like all the world's powers combined. And now they took over the Earth, and they're using it. They're using humans and everybody else to their advantage. You start off the game in City 17, which is one of the areas which the Combine has broken up the remainder of the human race into. And in City 17, there's a suppression field, which is stopping the humans' desire and ability to reproduce. The generation you're witnessing right now is the last generation. Anyway, you lead a resistance, shut down the suppression field, and City 17 is free at last. And the thing that's beautiful about this game is that you get real relationships with the characters in it. Every time a soldier dies or a fellow revolutionary dies, you feel it. You feel responsible for him. And then you meet up with characters from the previous games. For example, one of the first moments of the game, you meet up with Barney, who is one of the guards at Black Mesa. And Barney greets you with a warm smile. And that was mind-blowing at the time, because, I mean, you could make a smile happen in a game, but you couldn't make it seem as real and lifelike, and, it transitioned from just him speaking to a smile. You couldn't make it seem as realistic as they did in the game, and people actually felt that Barney was happy to see them, which is fantastic, because we waited 6 years, and even after the leaked beta and stuff, there was a lot different in the game. And it was a really bold move for Valve to make, to completely change the way Half-Life 2, like its story and stuff. But it was it was amazing. It was fantastic. But basically, Half-Life 2, my third favorite and one of the greatest games of all time. I highly recommend you pick this up. As a matter of fact, you can't consider yourself a true gamer if you don't at least play Half-Life 2. I have friends who have, full-blown $1,000 gaming computers who haven't played this game, which is mind-boggling. But anyway, pick this up. It's like $10 on Steam. I didn't even have to pay for it. I had the discs from when it came out. I actually remember coming home from kindergarten one day, and maybe it wasn't even kindergarten. Maybe it was preschool. I don't know. It was 11 years ago, so I would have been 4. So it must have been preschool. 5, I should say. I remember coming home, and back in the day when you had to install games on your computer with a disc, sometimes they'd show screenshots of the game or concept art while it was downloading in the corner. I just remember seeing it was either a screenshot or my brother had been on the level, the level I'm talking about. It's just the buggy on a train station on these tracks that are going over the water, and this is when you have to go across the bridge and shut down the force field so you can get across, and you get attacked by a helicopter. That's one of my earliest memories, and this is one of the first games that I really remember playing and completing. Because usually I would just play a game, just to shoot guys or something. But this one I actually wanted to see how the story turned out. And I didn't really play much of the first Half-Life, but I loved it. Which is why I really love the second one. But anyways, be sure to pick this up. Fantastic game. You can do all sorts of stuff in it. And if you're into making movies and stuff, I would suggest getting Gmod and Half-Life, because you can use all the models from this to make movies and stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Next game, second favorite game. It's a console game. I don't know if it came out for PC or not, but it is from Rockstar. It's a sequel, and that's all I'm going to give. That's all I'm going to give you. But anyway, be sure to tune in next time. New zombie video coming out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Like this video. Please comment on it. Subscribe, share it with your friends. What's up, Max? How's it going? What's up, Carter? But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.